Good morning, everyone. My name is Shannon White, and I am the Chief Operating Officer of KICA. It is my pleasure to welcome you to KICA's annual membership meeting. Today's meeting is being attended by our members both in person and via Zoom, so thank you for taking time out of your day to spend it with us. This meeting is also being recorded for our members who were unable to join us today. I now have the pleasure of introducing you to your KICA Board of Directors. When introduced, if our directors would be so kind as to raise their hands and say hello. Our Chair, Kevin Donlon. Our Treasurer, Paul Hennessy.
Hello.
Our Secretary, Cherie Gallagher. Director, Tim Hazel.
Hello.
Director, Beverly Fierro.
Good morning.
And our Director, Phil Walpole.
Good morning.
Our Vice Chair, Dwight Williams, had a schedule conflict today, but he sends his regards to you. Two of our board members, Kevin Donlon and Cherie Gallagher, will be completing their service with KICA this morning. I'd also like to take a moment to welcome our directors-elect who are here. If you would please stand to be recognized, Ann McGowan and Bill Jasper. We look forward to working with both of you. At this time, I'm going to turn the meeting over to the chair, Kevin Donlon, to call the meeting to order.
Thanks, Shannon. Officially called to order. We'll start with approval of the March 20th, 2025 minutes. Is there a motion to approve these minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Thanks. Is there any discussion, questions? Hearing none, we'll vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Okay.
I'll turn it over to Shannon for certification of the quorum.
In order to hold the meeting today, we needed 51% quorum by proxy. This year, proxies were assigned representing 59.5% of our total votes. Proxies are for attendance only and cannot be used to vote on any other matter today. Voting ended at 12 p.m. on Thursday, February 12th. We had 59.5% also participate in the director election. Votes were cast electronically, by mail, and by phone, though 99% of our votes are done electronically. The election was certified by our third-party voting service, votenow.com. Our two directors-elect, Ann and Bill, have been elected to fill 3-year terms on the board and will be taking their seats on the board at the conclusion of this meeting. As many of you know, achieving quorum is often a difficult process for us. Aside from the many, many reminders we send you to vote, we also offer a $500 award to one participating member. The name was randomly selected by our voting service, and I'm pleased to share with you that this year's winner, sorry guys, it's not you.
Oh, gosh.
I know. Wouldn't that have been a conflict? Treasurer Paul Hennessy. How did that happen? No. This year's winner is Mr. Arthur Yex, the owner of 56 Surfwatch Drive. If he is not here today, we will mail him his $500 check. Thank you to everyone who participated in the vote this year. One other business item is related to the number required for a petition of the membership to compel a referendum. The board aligned this number with our voting numbers from the most recent vote. For the record, the total number of base votes from this year's director election was 9,761. Now I'll turn the meeting back over to Kevin Donlon for his chair report.
Thank you. For my final report as chair, there are several topics I would like to touch upon, if you'll indulge me for a few minutes. First, I'll report on the progress of the 5 goals the board utilized and, prioritized this past term. Number 1, the conservation of Captain Sam's spit. As announced a few weeks ago, we are awaiting final approvals from the state so that we can sign the settlement agreement and ensure that the spit is permanently placed under conservation easement. We are hoping that this matter is permanently resolved. Number 2, transition of architectural authority to KICA. As also recently announced, Kiawah Partners has agreed to transfer KICA its rights under the general covenants related to architectural review. We are hoping to have this handover documented in the coming weeks The full transition will take place over several years and will be another step in centering governance of the island with all property owners. Number 3, improve security for the front gate. The board passed the new gate access policy during this recent term. This policy consolidates the issuance of all gate entry credentials with KICA and clarifies how the Kiawah Island Club and Resort arrange access for their guests. In addition, KICA has agreed that some guests at the Kiawah Island Club will receive expedited entry through the front gate via electronic decals. In return, KICA will benefit from a contribution from Kiawah partners of land alongside the current gate, a right of first refusal on the sales center, and $1 million towards modernizing and improving the flow of traffic and security at our only entry point to the island. Number 4, the 4th goal, identification of additional KICA amenities. The Amenities Committee has worked in earnest to identify opportunities to bring new amenities to our members. Restricted access to the sandcastle for friends and family and the limited space in our gym facility are issues we continue to face. The lack of available land within our gates is a primary obstacle to facilities expansion that is difficult to overcome. This year, the committee put 2 proposals on the table that make use of existing KICA property, including the expansion of the sandcastle and enhancements to the Eagle Point boat launch. The board plans to explore these options further in the coming year, including further design and budgeting. And our 5th priority, increased coordination between KICA and other island institutions. This is always work in progress. KICA has made efforts through the participation in the ARB Joint Task Force and in the joint legal action related to Captain Sam's spit. The board is now discussing ways to formalize a liaison process with the town. I would like to thank all my fellow board members for their hard work towards these goals over the past few years. We didn't always agree on everything, but professionalism and a focus on community service allowed us to make positive progress for the Kiawah community. We worked constructively and as a team, which made the job of chair far easier. And I will add that the new board, to me, appears to be motivated and well-positioned to continue on this course of productivity. Next, I would like to thank the KICA staff. It's only through board service that I really appreciated the complexities involved in running KICA and how fortunate we are to have this team working on our behalf every day. I always felt well supported as a director, which was a bright spot in my board service. Lastly, I would like to thank the members of KICA for the opportunity to serve in this role. I met a lot of great people. I learned a great deal about the island we share and appreciated the opportunity to give back to it. That would be it. Thank you. Turn it over to Paul.
Thank you, Kevin. My name is Paul Hennessy. I'm honored to be the treasurer of the association, and I have a short deck that I'm going to go through. I would like to say at the outset that there is nothing in my deck that you'll see here in a few minutes that has not been discussed at one of our finance committee meetings, which are always open to the public. And I'd like to encourage all of our members to come to the finance committees. If you wanted to focus on particular meetings, the first meeting of every new quarter are important because they have the reports, both the financial report and the investment report from the prior quarter. But I certainly would encourage all of our members, any of our members, to come and listen and or raise questions at our finance committee meetings. Okay, so the first 2 pages are really the most important pages in the deck and my comments. The first page is a representation of our finance committee. These are your co-members and my colleagues on the finance committee. We have 3 new members. They're all highly qualified individuals of the community, and they provide invaluable service. The second page is what I would affectionately refer to as the engine room of our financial activities within KICA. These are the people who actually do the work. So I'd like to make a special note of thanks to Dale and his staff who have done an excellent job in terms of not only doing their jobs, but also supporting the Finance Committee. The next couple of pages, I'm going to give you sort of my thoughts relative to the good news and the news. And there's a number of items in both categories. So first of all, the good news. KICA is in very good financial condition. We have a healthy and growing community. Real estate values have been either stable or up. We have almost negligible delinquencies. All of these facts are indicia of a healthy community, and we certainly are that. We have no debt, we have no leverage, and we have good liquidity. As I mentioned, we have a very competent professional staff, and this year we have our second consecutive clean audit. So all good things representing the overall financial strength of the association. Okay, other news on the next page in terms of vulnerabilities. There are a couple of things here that will not surprise you, but that are worth pointing out. First, I would say, is inflation. Inflation takes various forms. A couple of things to highlight. The cost of insurance. I think people who live on Kiawah sort of know this. They have experienced themselves. But insurance is increasingly expensive, and insurance comes in multiple forms: liability, property, and health care. And all of those are meaningful expenses of the association. And although I think we do a good job, a very good job with staff's help in controlling those expenses, at the end of the day, they're expenses over which we really don't have complete control. We have a significant investment portfolio, and if there's anybody in the crowd who is able to predict where the equity and debt markets are going, I'd like to speak to you after class, because I have no idea. So we try to be prudent, we try to be thoughtful, but there is volatility in the markets, and there's just really nothing we can do to control that volatility. Kevin touched on the next point. We do have stressed amenity capacity. As I mentioned, we're a growing community, and that puts additional stress on our amenities. We have managed to add some capacity. The kayak dock, as Kevin mentioned, is a good example of that. The expansion of this facility is a good example of that. But these are additions on the margin. And to the extent that we have the opportunity to make a significant increase in our amenity capacity, that will involve a very big number. So that's just something that we need to keep in the back of our minds. And then also, I think Kevin touched on this, both the association ARB and longer term, a potential different infrastructure at the front gate are both important long-term initiatives, but they're not going to be free. So there's going to be incremental costs associated with that. In terms of our financial priorities, I think these are relatively straightforward. We're very focused on sensible and moderate assessments. We know that these are important to every member. We're very mindful of that. I think most people understand that there are really from a financial point of view, there are two parts of the association. One is the operating day-to-day activities of the association, and the other is the capital reserve, which is the pension fund, if you will, for the long-term major repair and replacement of our infrastructure. We try on the operating account basis to be as close to in balance, which is to say break even as we can, although for various reasons we can't achieve that every year. We have very strong reserve funding. This wasn't always the case. 5 years ago, we were at about 50% funded. Now we're approaching 100% funding. That is a very good thing. It's good in terms of the financial stability of the association, and I believe it's good in terms of your property values. Oh, one other thing. I mentioned that this was the second year that we've had a clean financial audit. We're going to do, for the first time in our history, a controls review. This is not an indication that the controls are inadequate, but rather we're going to ask our auditor in a separate effort to take a look at our day-to-day practices, our policies, our procedures, and the execution of those policies and procedures, and give us advice in terms of where there may be weaknesses or where there may be things that we can do better and more efficiently. Okay, the next slide. This is a snapshot of the funding sources for that first part of the association, the operating budget. It's currently approximately $17 million, basically flat from last year. And as you can see, the biggest chunk of that by far is the assessments that you pay. The uses of that cash, again, not surprisingly, payroll and employee benefits are roughly 60% of the total, and then there is everything else. And then the other part of the financial horizon for KICA is the reserve. The sources of fundings is a little more diverse than in the operating account. Assessments is a relatively small part. Contributions to reserve, which is the real estate transfer fee of 0.5%, is a significant piece. And then a big chunk comes from the fees that contractors and others pay for access to the island. And then the final piece is the investment earnings on our capital reserve. Where does that money go? Again, I don't think anyone will be surprised. The biggest pieces reflect the biggest chunks of our infrastructure, so roads, drainage, boardwalks, bike paths, etc. If I don't know that you can see it clearly, but on the right-hand side of that slide, I do want to point out what we refer to as cash surplus or deficit. In fact, on any given year, there will be in the reserve account a cash surplus or a deficit, but it isn't a surplus or deficit in the sense of an annual operating budget. The expenditures on our capital assets are going to be volatile. It's not a smooth progression of expenditures. So the fact that we have in any given year a surplus or a deficit, so-called, is not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing. As I mentioned, the reserve funding level overall has significantly improved over the last 3 to 5 years. The next page is listed from a quarterly report that Dale does. This is strictly speaking a full-blown representation of the members' money, and we think of it as the members' money. There are 4 numbers that I will highlight. So on the shaded area at the top, total operating reserves of about $900,000. In the Finance Committee, we think somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million is the net cash liquidity that the operations of KICA should have, and we're within that band. The second number down from that, the designated investments, these are the funds that have been set aside for a unique purpose, not day-to-day operations, but still within the overall operating framework of the association. So the storm cleanup reserve is a good example. The funded depreciation account is an example. And then the last number that I would draw your attention to towards the bottom of the top section of the page is the $28 million number. This is the reserve account that is created for the sole and the principal purpose of future repair and replacement of bridges, sandcastle, docks, et cetera. So those are the three numbers to keep in mind. Key financial metrics. Top left, these numbers are, each number in the top left is a 10-year rolling average. So in 2016, the 10-year rolling average of inflation was 2.2%, whereas in 2025, the 10-year rolling average was nearly 5%. So this is relevant both from an operational point of view and from a reserve point of view, because it's a reflection of our expenses and of our costs. And then on the right-hand side, that this is a reflection of both the actual assessments that individual members pay, and also the percentage change. The red line is the percentage change. Now, ideally, that red line, which represents the annual increase in assessments, would be as smooth as possible, and that is an objective, but for different reasons that the actual percentage increase is not completely within our control. And then at the bottom of the page is a reflection of the point that I was mentioning earlier, that we've made excellent progress in terms of the overall funding level for the capital reserve. And I think this is a very positive dimension of our financial status. And I would just close by reiterating my gratitude for both our very capable financial staff and the my colleagues on the Finance Committee, as well as here on the board, and would repeat my invitation and encouragement for any member to come and see the sausage being made in at our Finance Committees. Thank you.
Do any of the directors have anything they want to ask Paul or add to this?
Thank you, Paul. You've been a really good steward of the members' money. You're very concerned like it was his own money. So thank you for the efforts that you've put into it. We are really in good shape, and I trust that Paul has set the standard for the future.
Thanks.
Thanks, well said. Shannon, back in your court.
Yeah, back to me. Good morning again. This year, KICA celebrates its 50th anniversary, an important milestone in our community's history. The association held its very first meeting on March 6, 1976, with a vision that as the island grew, it would become self-governing and self-sustaining. From a 3-member developer board to today's 7 elected directors, that vision has become a reality. Over the past 5 decades, 71 members have served on the board, soon to be 73, each contributing to the strength and stewardship of this community. In 1997, the first member chair of the board was elected. Kevin is currently serving as the 21st member chair of the board, and we will have a 22nd chair later this morning. 1976 was also a defining year for the island. Main Gate Security was established. Kiawah Island Utility was formed. Marsh Point Golf Course, now Cougar Point, opened, and the Kiawah Island Inn welcomed its first guest. It's remarkable to reflect on how far we've come. You know, Paul, I was looking at the first budget for the association way back then. Our revenue, $100,000. We've come a long way.
We have.
Today, we are an association of 9,640 members, and we welcomed 480 new members in 2025. Our members are from a wide variety of locations, including 49 of the 50 states and 10 countries beyond the United States. Someone is going to ask me, yes, it's still North Dakota. Our only state not represented. Folks, Fargo, North Dakota gets 50 inches of snow annually. Surely someone needs a beach house. Cherie, someone in North Dakota needs a beach house.
Marketing.
At our core, KICA's responsibilities are clear: to preserve and enhance both the quality of life and property values for our members, while serving as thoughtful stewards of this extraordinary place. In 2025, many of you shared your feedback through our membership survey. We thank the 3,600 members who participated. Y'all also shared 8,000 thoughtful comments with us. We read every single one, every one. Because your input directly informs our priorities. You asked for stronger enforcement. Our security and livability teams have been working on this. You asked for stronger access control, and we are currently implementing the board's new roadway and gate access policy passed in December. You highlighted challenges with our website, so we launched a new platform this January. You expressed interest in enhanced amenities at the Sandcastle, and we're actively working on designs for a new 2-story pavilion to provide covered dining and to extend the dining and bar season. Your feedback matters, and we do listen. An obvious way to meet our obligations is through the care of the physical properties, the properties held in common by all of you. This was the first, #1 long-term priority for the membership in the survey. In 2025, we completed the last of the flood management projects. However, our commitment to drainage remains high, with another $1 million invested in 2026. We're working on metal pipes or drainage lines, which are underperforming. We're also continuing to add tide flex gates in outfalls directly to the marsh. Why? Because it lessens nuisance flooding in neighborhoods. We advanced our road paving program in 2025, renewing the board's commitment to have all roads at excellent or good standard. And we have additional road paving projects this year, both in front of the V-Gate and in Ocean Park. We completely rebuilt Cinder Creek Dock in 2025, and we used new and improved materials to extend its life. At our Eagle Point boat facility, as has been mentioned, we expect to bring you a new kayak storage facility and restroom, as well as new seating areas to relax and enjoy the view. We're going out to bid now on the Eagle Point projects, and we look forward to bringing them to you later this year. In 2026, we will be heavily investing in our boardwalks. We're also reevaluating our leisure trails and their condition so that we can begin bringing them all up to the board's set standard. We continued our commitment to landscape and to the improvement of our island ponds. We have now completed 73 of our 122 ponds on renovation, with 3 more underway now. Our security team remains busy. 2.36 million vehicles passed through the main gate in 2025. That's just crazy. We have also begun initial meetings with consultants to assist us in improving the overall main gate experience, whether that is the physical structures, the traffic lanes, signage, technology, creating a welcome center. We've heard all the ideas, but now we got to figure out which ones work. So this is a multi-year process and a multi-layered approach, and we'll keep you updated. Our Sandcastle staff, they're in the back there. They love to welcome you here. They want you to come here. In 2025, we had 86,000 plus check-ins to this facility. 72% were members and 28% were your guests. You told us that the Ocean View pool needed more seating, so we replaced the sod with artificial turf and we increased our seating from 60 to 110, which improved the experience through the summer. ADA access at this facility was a topic discussed in 2025. So we added a new pool chairlift at the family pool. We also added a beach wheelchair and beach mats to assist those who need a little more help to experience the beautiful Kiawah Beach. We added new fitness classes. Crystal Coast completed their second year operating our bar and grill. In case you're interested, number one drink, pina colada. Number one food item, for many years in a row, chicken tenders. We also added some new events for our members to enjoy, like the sound bath at the Ocean View Pool. If you were there or you saw the video, it doesn't get any better than that. We look forward to continuing to bring you new, fun, and interesting events and activities in 2026 while continuing many of the annual events you already love. Our communications team, hiding back there, also remained highly engaged with you, keeping members informed across multiple platforms. We produced 50 weekly newsletters for you, every week except Thanksgiving and Christmas. On our website, we had 137,000 individual users visit our website. The Sandcastles Beach Cam, again, led the way as the most visited item on our website. Somebody in North Dakota would love that, Cherie. Of course, as you all know, as a service organization, our staff members are critical to our success, and we'd like to take a few moments to thank our department directors who are hiding in the back there, because we have the privilege of leading a talented and hardworking team of 109 full-time staff members. Thank you, directors. And if you'd indulge me for just a couple more moments, I'd like to take a moment with you to recognize 3 members of our staff, coincidentally, all from our security department, which is our largest department in KICA. Ladies, would you please come forward and stand in front of the board of directors?
Oh, did they know they were going to do this?
I know, they really enjoy this invitation. Hello. So I'm going to talk about each one individually. So right here on the far right is Barbara Hayward. Barbara is a senior community services officer currently on night shift. Miss B, as she is affectionately known, is celebrating 25 years with KICA in April. She has served on both day and night shifts. She has trained, she has nurtured, and created genuine relationships, caring for our members throughout her years of service and security. Kim Grafing, standing on the far left, Service Experience Manager. Kim is also celebrating 25 years of service with KICA in June. Kim started as a security officer for us, under her father, no less. He was a retired military Chief Master Sergeant? Yep, not easy. I have known Kim since she was 19 years old. She worked her way up in the company to commercial pass office, to supervisor, to the position she holds today over our commercial pass office team and admin member services team. Sharon Green, standing in the middle. Sharon works with Kim in our commercial pass office team. Paul, these are your people. These are your people. They're making you some money.
Now we're talking.
Sharon is also our longest serving employee in the company, celebrating 30 years with KICA in May. She has served in various roles with KICA through all within our security team. Prior to her time with KICA, Sharon worked for Kiawah Island Golf Resort, so she has given well over 40 years of service to this island. Their dedication, thank you, their dedication, professionalism, and care for this community truly embody the spirit of KICA. Please join me in thanking them once again for their remarkable contribution.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
I know, that's fun. They hate it. So as we enter our 50th year, we renew our commitment to service, to stewardship, and to preserving all that makes this community so special. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Shannon.
Turn it over to Cherie.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. It's a pleasure to see all of you here. This is my last day on the board, so I've got a couple of words to say. Haven't you heard that serving on an HOA board is the most thankless job in the world? Well, I'm here to tell you it's not necessarily true. Don't get me wrong, I was not thanked by the residents of the preserve when I first started talking about using the KICA-owned property in their neighborhood for the Eagle Point boat landing. But we got that through, it's gonna be great. The residents of Rhett's Bluff did not thank me when I started talking about using the Rhett's Bluff boat landing for KICA amenities. We own 6.5 acres there, but I'm sure it's lovely just the way it is. You're welcome.
Sure. Did you wear your bulletproof vest today?
This is my last chance to say something that I really have wanted to say for a long time and couldn't. And the last thing, remember my brilliant boat storage idea where I was going to swap Kestrel Court for boat storage? Well, that didn't come out. I had to try. It's kind of bringing you back all the way through my term here.
It's a process.
It wasn't all rainbows and unicorns. The Kiawah Island Club didn't thank me. They told me my services were no longer required teaching water aerobics in their pools. But you know what? There were a lot of you that did thank me. And I really appreciate just those little comments. I would be in the produce section at Harris Teeter. I'd be in an event or a lecture, and invariably someone would come up and say, thank you for what you do. Usually it was followed by, are you okay? As if I was like fighting a battle or in chemotherapy or something. But no, but I really did appreciate the recognition. I know that you guys realize this is not an easy job that we do. But those words of encouragement really brought me through. I want to thank my colleagues on this board for their support and their patience with me. Sometimes I say things that I haven't told them I'm going to say. It shakes them up a little bit. But I especially want to thank Paul. You are my friend forever now, Paul. He's always had my back. We all work very hard, every person on this stage. And we've done our homework, and we've really accomplished a lot. And I'm glad Kevin went through a lot of the things that we've accomplished during the last couple of years, because it's been significant. Times have changed on this board. Everyone on this stage and our 2 incoming board members have your best interests at heart. We have to balance the interests of the property owners with our commercial members, the resort, and the partners. And that balance is really key to our success, because none of us could thrive on this island without the other. We need each other. So it's very important that all decisions make that balance between property owners, the resort, and the partners. So we realize that, and I think we've really done it. I want to thank Kevin. I wasn't Kevin's biggest fan when I joined this board. In fact, I'm sure I gave him some crap because I thought he was going to be beholden to the partners. But after I've worked with him, I owe you an apology. I'm sorry, because your leadership and goal setting have kept us on track, and the member committees, the member surveys have all been used in when we're making our decisions. That has been the course of our direction. What you have expressed to us is where we should be going. And I appreciate that you've kept us on track in following those directives from our members. Finally, thank you to the jury. You know who you are. Thank you to our operations staff, the hardest working people on this island. Thank you all very, very much. And to you members. We're working for you, and I hope that we have accomplished a lot of the things you wanted us to. We're so lucky to be on Kiawah Island with each other. Here's to another 50 years. Thank you.
I guess we're coming back to me. So today completes the service for Kevin Donlon and Cherie Gallagher, and I fear I will not be as eloquent as Dwight was on Monday about both of you. I think he almost got Cherie to cry.
He was very thoughtful. I almost did cry.
Board service is a big time commitment, and it often takes a lot of work to become familiar with the various topics which come before the board, as well as to work within our committees and task forces. Both Kevin and Cherie dedicated their time and brought their own passion and expertise to their service. I can attest to you today that they have both given countless hours to this community through their service, and we are all deeply grateful. We have a small token of appreciation for our departing directors, but first, please join me in thanking our outgoing directors, Kevin and Cherie.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Thank
It's just some of Paul's money.
Okay, we'll
Don't worry about
you. Thanks, Paul.
Ours now. One insert in the agenda. Are there any other board member questions or comments? That's usually part of our meetings.
Yes, I would like to make a couple of comments. Number one, I'd like to echo the comments that have been made and offered on Kevin's service. I was thinking about whether it would be fun to have sort of a gag prize for Kevin. And the one thought that occurred to me was a very, very large piñata. I think that would have special significance for anyone who serves as a board chair. But I do, as Cherie mentioned, I do appreciate his leadership. The thing that I appreciated mostly was that Kevin was able and willing to tell me when he disagreed with me. And it wasn't self-serving, and it wasn't, I'm smarter than you, but that sort of dialogue and direction and leadership is essential for a leader. And I think Kevin has done an excellent job as being a leader, and I appreciate the opportunity to work with him. And Cherie, I would be remiss not to say that, I don't know any other way to say it, but you will be missed. So thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you.
If I
Tim,
might.
please.
Always got to get my word in. Ditto to, what Paul had said. I think that, being the board chair is not an enviable position. You drove so many very difficult agenda items. You kept us on task. Didn't always agree with me or any of the other members on the board, but you did it in a way that was constructive. I appreciate that. And to Cherie, you'll be missed. I think that you brought a lot to the board that, hopefully we'll be able to replenish with the new folks.
And I made you guys lighten up a little bit.
So, thank you very much.
And you do need to do some recruiting in North Dakota.
I'll do it, I can.
Kevin, I always agreed with you.
Thank you, number one.
No, thank you. It is, it's something I did learn is how much work that goes into being the chair. And Kevin, from the punctual meetings, keeping everything going on time, and keeping the meetings very professionally operated. Everybody here contributed to that, but Kevin ran a very concise and a very professional meeting, and I appreciated that. I was nervous when I came on the board from rumors of the past, but I was very impressed with the way this has been done.
Yeah, I appreciate the kind words. I would say I benefited from a wealth of talent, especially over the last couple of years, which made the job a lot easier. So with that, we'll open it up to member comments on any KICA topic. We do have a microphone in the room because we're taping all of this professionally. So if anyone would like to say anything, we'll just raise your hand and we'll bring the microphone over. In the back?
go.
Oh, Jim.
I play in rock band, so I know when a microphone's working. What a beautiful day to have this for the new board. You're going to have a great picture to be posted on the website for the coming year. So that's always a good sign, a good omen. First, I do want to myself thank Kevin and Cherie, who, having served on a couple of task forces the past couple of years, I really do appreciate, everybody else should appreciate how many hours these folks put into our community for no compensation. And Kevin in particular knows that I can be a serial emailer and phone caller. We've spent a lot of time doing that, but I just echo what everybody else said, that not that we always agreed, but Kevin was always respectful and responsive, and there's no disputing the accomplishments of this board, particularly over the past year of tackling the most significant issues in the community. For the new directors and returning directors, I just want to also congratulate you on being elected. You've stepped into a role that is uniquely challenging. I'm guessing all of you have served on the board of a nonprofit organization such as a charity or a club at one time or another. Would not be unexpected that you would carry that perspective and experience into your role as a KICA director, given that KICA is also a nonprofit organization. However, KICA, being a property owners association, is anything but a typical nonprofit. I think you all know that. In a traditional charity, donors can voluntarily walk away if they disagree with the mission. Here, our members are required to fund this organization. Further, this board has unique powers to regulate the personal property and behavior of the people who pay these dues. Because of that authority, your fiduciary duty is a delicate balance, not only, as Cherie mentioned, between the commercial interests and the interests of the owners, but between your duty of loyalty, legal loyalty to the association, but also to the members, because the only purpose of the association is to serve the members. That is the purpose of the association. Part of that balancing is choosing what level of visibility to give members into your deliberations. While there has been some improvement in recent years, the KICA board still holds discussions of association business as a group in a private format, denying members the ability to hear the real deliberations that underlie some of its actions, something that the town is not permitted to do because of sunshine laws. Certain board members have justified this as being needed for administrative efficiency, that moving these discussions to a public format would extend meetings far too long and slow the decision-making process. But there's a simple solution to this that I would respectfully ask you to consider. After having the executive session limited to the so-called A through F items as delineated in the bylaws, move from the conference room down to Bobcat Hall for the discussion period. You can have the same discussion, just in a venue where members can be present and listen. This would take no more time and effort than you are currently expending, and would go a long way towards preventing the suspicions and conflicts that arise when a controversial or consequential decision feels opaque. This would also bring the board in compliance with best practices recommended by the Community Associations Institute and what soon may be the law in South Carolina based on pending legislation. Public debate and disagreement can be uncomfortable but healthy. Healthy debate is what protects our community's reputation and property values. We understand you will need to make some difficult decisions that everyone may not agree with. But if you can balance your duty to the corporation with a commitment to transparency and respect for the members, you will do more than just manage this organization effectively. You will provide the kind of exceptional governance that is the hallmark of the world-class association that KICA can and should be, and you will bridge the gap between the board and the members, and most importantly, you will earn the trust of the members, turn them into partners in our community's success. My thanks to all of you. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Yes, Jim Jurosik, 425C.
Good point. Anyone else in the room? Do we have anyone online?
We do not.
Last call? All right, thank you. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
That was part one.
Yes.
Part two's coming up next.
If you all will remain in your seats, the new KICA board is going to convene their first meeting for the election of officers. Give us just a minute to trade name tags.
Like the positioning of this?
Okay. In the absence of a chair or the vice chair, it falls to me to convene this meeting of the KICA Board of Directors. So I would like for us to be duly convened. The business of this meeting of the board is the election of directors. And so I would like to begin by asking for nominations for the position of chair of the board.
Go ahead.
I'd like to nominate Beverly.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a nomination and we have a second. Is there any discussion,
Any other suggestions?
including any other suggestions? Okay, hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none. Beverly, the piñata goes to you. And I turn the gavel over to the new board chair.
Thank you, and the piñata, or I feel like whack-a-mole or whatever. Anyway. But thank you for the nomination and the rest of the board for your support. So we're going to continue on with the position of vice chair. Do I have a motion for, or do I have a nomination?
Since he's not here and can't turn it down, I suggest Dwight.
That's a great idea. Anyone second that motion?
I second it.
Great. Any discussion? Okay, hearing none, we can go to a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is anyone opposed? Okay, our motion carries and Dwight has been approved as vice chair.
Somebody may want to tell him.
Yeah, I think he's in Europe today, is that where he's at? Okay, so now that we have the vice chair, let's move on to treasurer. Do we have a motion for the position of treasurer? Or, I'm sorry, motion, do we have a nomination?
I think Paul has done such a phenomenal job. It would be crazy to put somebody else in that position. So I nominate Paul.
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion? I guess what I'll say is, Paul, you've done a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean, you've really been a loyal steward to the
I've been
community.
well supported.
Well supported, but thank you. So, all in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, congratulations, Paul. The motion is carried, and you are going to be our treasurer again for 2026. So now we have the position of secretary. Any nominations for secretary?
Yes, I would like to nominate Tim Hazel, who I know will do a fantastic job.
Thank you, Paul.
Wonderful. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Okay, we can move. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I recuse myself.
All right, the motion carries, and Tim Hazel is our new secretary. So this is a quick meeting today, but before we move on to member comments, I just wanted to take a minute again to publicly thank Cherie and Kevin for their service to the community. They've had unwavering dedication to improve the quality of our life on Kiawah. I mean, look out the window, look at this. This is a really special place. And as chair of the amenities committee, Cherie did so much. She really listened to the community feedback, took it to heart, and did things we talked about as goals like improving access to Sandcastle, Eagle Point facility upgrade, Ruts Bluff gazebo, and now this proposed pavilion enclosure. And if you haven't seen it, it's really going to be pretty nice. I can't wait for it to open. And then notably, under Kevin's stewardship, we talked about the goals, but we had the 4 amendments to the KICA covenants that were passed, including the one that brought me to the board by eliminating the director seat, which was pretty remarkable. At that point, it was after only 49 years. Passage of the ARB amendment and the gate access policy were both really instrumental in leading to the signing of the recent memorandum of understanding between KICA and KP, and we're working diligently on an omnibus agreement to really bring it to fruition. And then just this week, the ARB resolution was passed by the board to implement a KICA-led design review board. And we're going to miss Kevin and Cherie, but we're eager to welcome our new board members, Ann McGowan and Bill Jasper, and really put them to work. So next up on the agenda, do we have any additional member comments on any of the KICA topics? Anyone?
You run a very efficient meeting.
I know, but I almost forgot one thing too, and really to thank Shannon and her staff. I mean, they are really the glue that keep us together, they keep us focused, and really help us achieve the goals that we achieved for 2025. So that
And they put up with us.
and they put up with us at all hours. This concludes our meeting. The board's next formal meeting will be on April 13th, 2026 at our usual time of 3 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
That's fast. Okay, no discussion. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, the meeting's adjourned. Thank you very much for coming out today.
Great job.
Good job.